And we're live. We're live in the middle of the night. Well, midnight, I suppose, isn't quite the middle of the night. But, told you I was taking over the airwaves. Here I am. I'm fully decked out. Even though it's going to be backwards to you. But trust me, that's R30. Got my Rush jacket on. Got my Rush, I guess it's a baseball shirt on. Got my Rush t-shirt on. I'm all decked out. Because as much as we're all in mourning, we're also celebrating, right? That's what it's all about. We're celebrating the music of Rush, the music of Neil Peart, who passed away. Actually, we found out on Tuesday he passed away. But true to life, man. Private guy, even in passing. So Neil doing it all his way to the end. You have to respect that. So right now we're rocking Limelight. Make sure you tune in at WKLC.com or, of course, on your radio. And move the dial to 105.1. And we got about 2 minutes, 20 seconds till we go live on the air. And we're going to be playing you deep Rush cuts. We're going to be playing you all your favorites. We've really gone all out for this. And the way I figure it, I'm good to go until I figure everyone's gone to bed. So it could be 1 hour. It could be 2. It could be 3. However long you all want to celebrate Rush, I'm in. So that's what we're going to do. Good morning, Trina. Evening, morning, whatever. It's whatever it is. We're cool. So we're going to be doing this. It's dark in here. It's overnight radio, which is where I got my start. I miss this. I do. I miss it. I love being here in the overnight. I'm all about just sitting in here in the dark, listening to the tunes. And that's what I'm doing right now. Sorry you can't hear them, but make sure you're on the radio and you can hear them. Just kind of go back and forth between listening to my rambling and what you're hearing on the radio. So, it's getting a little warm. I'm going to lose the jacket. Just wanted to bring it for the fandom. And we lost everything. That's good. Uh-oh. I lost it all. There we go. We had a power shut off. I like this. I feel very dark and mysterious right now. I'm going to be really disappointed when the computer comes back up. So I'm going to go ahead and drop my jacket. Let's see what we can do here. There we go. We're coming back. We're coming back. We're getting a little light up in here. Let's see if we can get back up in line before the song ends. Oh, here we go. It's happening. It's happening. I believe in us. There we go. 28 seconds left. 28 seconds left. Randy, hello. Here we go. 16 seconds left until we go on the air for everybody. As long as our computers don't turn off, we are doing good. Limelight on Rock 105. I don't know, does Good Morning, My Beautiful Creatures work right now? I'm at a loss here because it's 7 minutes past midnight, and you're hearing me. Of course, I'm your man Hyde. I don't know. Is this strange? If you didn't see on Facebook what's going on, let me fill you in. So, obviously today we all heard about the passing of Rush drummer Neil Peart. Passed away actually on Tuesday at the age of 67 after a 3-year battle with brain cancer. And really, I couldn't let this go. So I don't know if I've got everybody's approval on this or not, but what I can tell you is I got my way into the studio. I'm here with you live for as long as you'll have me. I'm going to be playing you Rush. I'm going to be playing you Rush songs. We're going to be celebrating the life of Neil Peart, the work of Neil Peart. We're talking the man who wrote the lyrics, the greatest drummer of all time in rock and roll. I'm sorry, I'm not leaving it open to any kind of discussion. I'm putting it out there. The greatest drummer in rock and roll. So we're going to do this. We're going to celebrate for a while. I've got at least an hour planned. If you stick with me longer than that, I'm going. I will stick with you and rock you with some Rush as long as you want to go. Matter of fact, we're going to call it Rush 105 this evening. That's how much I'm thinking we're going to go with this. Now, I'm looking for you to join me on this. Leave me messages on Facebook. Right now, I've gone live. I may go in and out on that one, but what I do want to see is if you want to send us messages on the Facebook, I'll be making sure I'm checking it. As well, give me a call, 727-WKLC, 525-WKLC. We're doing this together. It is all about Neil Peart celebrating the life of the legendary Rush drummer and lyricist. Let's go with one a little more controversial in the Rush world, because some people don't love the middle section. Well, guess what? Here at Rock 105 and Rush 105, we love to roll the bones. It's what we do. So make sure you're tuned in. WKLC.com. Make sure you're on 105.1 on your radio. Keep it tuned in. I'll be checking in periodically with you. And give me those phone calls, 727-WKLC, 525-WKLC. Talk to me about Rush, because I do want to hear the stories. And I'll be sharing mine as well, right here on Rock 105. There we go. We're live again. Now, I have not slept since, I came in here and did this whole thing about, what did I say, about 12, 15 hours. Whenever I came in earlier today and was here, I haven't slept. So, but I did put this up. This is straight out of my house. One of my Rush poster that I got on the R30 tour. I have a lot of R30 merchandise. I must have had a lot of income at that point in time, because the shirt was that, the jacket's that. I mean, that's a lot. The t-shirt is from when I saw them in 96 for the first time ever. So this is just me sharing. And you can see we are Rush 105. Yes, may not be perfect, but such is life. I did what I could. But we are Rush 105 for the next hour at least. After that, you let me know. If you still want to be hanging with me, I'm here. I'm here for it. We can all enjoy my awesome Rush poster and how cool it is. All the albums up to that point in time. So, yeah, I dig it. So, beyond that, we're just doing our thing. Glad you all are joining us. Special programming. We got to pay tribute to the professor. That's what it's all about. Neil Peart, huge impact on my life. So, least I can do. So, keep it tuned right here. Like I said, we'll be in and out on this Facebook thing. But beyond that, I got to turn these lights out. This isn't how I do overnight radio. It's not even how I do daytime radio, in all honesty. You know that. The correct order, which is the order they presented them live. So you started with part 1, Enemy Within, which was originally released on Grace Under Pressure, Into the Weapon from Signals, and Witch Hunt from Moving Pictures. So the Fear trilogy, what's it about? According to Neil Peart, he said, because of course he wrote the lyrics, he said, the idea for the trilogy was suggested by an older man telling me he didn't think life was ruled by love, reason, money, or the pursuit of happiness, but by fear. And he said this smart but cynical guy's position was that most people's actions are motivated by fear of being hungry, fear of being hurt, fear of being alone, fear of being robbed, etc. And that people don't make choices based on hope that something good will happen, but on the fear that something bad will happen. And he said, I reacted to this the way all of us tend to react to generalities and say, well, I'm not like that. Then I started thinking about it more and watching why people around me misbehaved and behaved, and I soon realized there was something to this viewpoint. So I sketched out the 3 theaters of fear as I saw them, how fear works inside of us, that's the enemy within, how fear is used against us, i.e. the weapon, and how fear feeds the mob mentality, Witch Hunt. And he said, just so happens, the third one was the easiest to work on, so we did Witch Hunt first. Only Rush would do things backwards like that. We love them. Their precision. It's so good. And I have to be honest. I've told you, I lived in Nashville for 15 years. The reason I moved to Nashville was that quote right there. Was defying the idea that I ruled my life by fear. So, when I think of the way Neil Peart impacted my life, I got to give it up to him right there, don't I? I think I do. So here's the cool thing. Right now, we normally go to a commercial. But you know what? It's Rush 105. We don't go to commercial. We go to subdivisions. Back on live. Doing a few minutes. Doing it here and there. Do I look tired now? I feel like I look tired. But we're still doing it. I don't think I'm cutting it at 1 o'clock. I think I'm going to keep rolling with it. So keep it tuned. 10 seconds left of New World Man for Brandon. Rush 105 with New World Man for Brandon. That's 2 in a row from Signals. 2 in a row from Signals, which I always say is probably my favorite Rush album. And, I mean, it's just, there's something about it. To a lot of people, it's the beginning of an era they're not okay with, which is the synth era. Yes, they get a little upset about the synth era. Me, I love it. I'm all about add those keyboards. Geddy Lee is playing keyboards. He's playing bass. He's got foot pedals. I don't know how he found the arms to do it. It's absolutely incredible. Incredible drumming from Neil and some of his best introspective lyrics during that time period. So again, we are celebrating here on Rock 105 the life of Neil Peart, drummer from Rush, lyricist from Rush, who passed away. We all found out today at the age of 67 after a 3-year battle with brain cancer. I was looking to do this for an hour, but it seems like people are digging it, so I might keep going for a little while longer. And keep it rocking and rolling, or rushing and rolling, whatever. This one I wanted to put on. It's one of my favorites. It's actually my yearbook quote from high school. There's a lyric in the middle. Some are born to move the world, to live their fantasies, while most of us just dream about the things we'd like to be. Now, me being the not nice guy I am, those who are dreaming about what they wanted to be, I kind of meant that for everybody else. And me, born to move the world. I know I'm arrogant. I get it. But this song just does it for me, and we got a request for it on Facebook, so I'm happy to play it. It's Losing It, also from Signals on Rock 105. Thanks for tuning in. We're having fun with Losing It. Just an incredible song. There's electric violin on it, so make sure you're tuning in for that. I still haven't slept in a while, so I'm going to keep this rolling because we're paying tribute to the one and only, the icon, Neil Peart. So I'm going to keep it rocking and rolling and keep it tuned in. Much appreciated to everybody who's joining us on Facebook, joining us listening live. I'm getting a lot of feedback, and I'm loving it. I'm so happy y'all are having fun with it. Again, losing Neil Peart, not an easy day. But the cool thing is we got the music, and that's what we're here to do. So I'm going to keep it rocking and rolling, and we'll keep rocking some Rush into the 1 o'clock hour, which we are officially in. So I'll be checking in with you again in a few. Rocking the Free Will right now. From Permanent Waves, it was a request for Jonathan out there. So we got Permanent Waves done. I don't know. Should I lose this shirt and go to the Test for Echo 96 or stick with the R30? I don't know. I'm kind of still in that baseball mood. Still got the leather over here. The R30 leather jacket. But we're rocking it. 30 seconds left in Free Will. Want to thank everyone for joining me. Special programming. If I haven't been fired yet, we're doing good, right? If you don't hear from me Monday, you know what happened. But it was worth it to pay tribute to Neil Peart. That's really what it's all about. So we're going to talk about the last song released by Rush in just a minute. Rush 105, Rock 105. I love it. Free Will. From Rush right there, from my man Jonathan. He requested that one. We made it happen. He said, I need something from Permanent Waves. So we gave him the Permanent Waves. Now we're going all the way to 2012. We're going to the final Rush album, an album called Clockwork Angels. I'm a big fan. I love Clockwork Angels. It is so good. And if you saw the tour live, they played 9 out of the 12 songs live. It was fantastic. It was just such a cool thing for them to do because they're like, look, we're proud of this album. We're going to play it. And you know what? The fans, they were down with it. Because the fans know. You talked to my sister earlier. She told you about how she got me into Rush. And so as we're paying tribute to Neil Peart, you have to go back and think about the great songs, the lyrics that he wrote. And the last song on Clockwork Angels, so that's the last song released by Rush, is a song called The Garden. And when my sister went to one of Geddy Lee's book signings in Nashville, someone got in the crowd. It was a Q&A thing, and they said, all right, so have you guys ever written the perfect song, and why is it The Garden? I can't disagree with that in any way, shape, or form. This song is just so tops. If you've never heard it, I'm playing it for you now. It is The Garden. It is the final song off the final Rush album from Clockwork Angels. It's The Garden. Doesn't sound like the Rush you know here on Rock 105, Rush 105. We're back. We're not done yet. One little victory. See, we're charged up. This is how you want to remember someone. Celebration. Celebrate the moment as it turns into one more. I love it. I didn't know how I'd be tonight. I got to be honest. I didn't know. I'm wearing my 96 shirt. Test for Echo tour. First time I saw the band. I didn't know how I'd be tonight. Right now I feel charged up. Something about this one. Rush 105 here on Rock 105 with one little victory. Let's not forget, we lost Neil Peart one other time. Sadly, of course, we've lost Neil for real. Of course, he's passed away at the age of 67, but we lost Neil as Rush fans. We lost Neil when his wife and his daughter passed away within 10 months of each other back in 1997. And we didn't know, as Rush fans, that there would ever be any more Rush. We didn't. For all we knew, Rush was gone. Geddy Lee did a solo album. Alex Lifeson was doing the Spider-Man theme. Yes, that happened. We just didn't know. We didn't know what else there was going to be for Rush. And then we heard the rumblings that maybe the guys were going to be doing something, that maybe Neil was turning the corner after going on a one-year motorcycle ride across Canada and across America. He documented in his book, Ghost Rider. If you haven't read any of Neil Peart's writings, I can't express enough just how good they are. So I recommend them. Such good writings. I mean, the man, you know the lyrics. Now he put them in book form, and you know he's doing his thing, and he sounded, the stuff he wrote was so insightful. Ghost Rider is a fantastic book. Traveling Music, another great book. Roadshow. Check these things out if you haven't already. I'm sure they're out there in the Amazon worlds and bookstores. But coming out of that Ghost Rider phase, the first thing we heard from Rush, from the upcoming Vapor Trails album at the time in 2002, was that song, One Little Victory. If anything said what it was all about at that point, it was that one little victory. Neil Peart coming out blazing with those drums at the very beginning. He was back. After insurmountable odds, he was back. And as Rush fans, we got another 13 years of Rush music that was not guaranteed to us. So, you know what? The man did his work, and we love him for it. Of course, again, we're mourning the loss of Neil Peart. We're mourning the loss of an incredible drummer, an incredible lyricist. But we are celebrating the life and the music he brought to us. I played Limelight when I kicked this whole thing off, because, again, it's just a song that people, they think of when they think of Neil. And yet, I'm going to rock you some Limelight again right now, but it's going to be live version, because Trina requested it. She said, I'm sorry if I missed it. I want to hear Limelight. We're going to do it again for you right now, right here on Rock 105, Rush 105. Thanks for keeping it tuned in. So appreciate it, Trina. This one's for you. And I'm keeping it going. Maybe we'll wrap around too. Maybe we won't. I just feel like there's more I want to play. So I don't know. I don't know that I want to call it a day yet. I'll have to think about it. I feel like it's been therapeutic for me. I'm going to be honest. I didn't know how I'd be. Right now I feel pretty charged up. Feel good. It's early in the morning. We're doing it together. I appreciate you guys. Seriously. Thank you for tuning in. Rush 105, celebrating the life of Neil Peart, who, of course, we found out earlier today, passed away at the age of 67 on Tuesday, and obviously a huge loss. And I love the fact that my Facebook timeline today has been nothing but pictures and memories and people sharing their stories of Neil Peart and how he influenced their lives. A lot of drummers on my Facebook, obviously, but it's just so cool, because here's someone who brought us all together, and that's how I know I'm friends with cool people. And so I like that. Heartful of Soul right there. Band by the name of the Yardbirds, one of my other favorite bands, did that song originally. Jeff Beck on guitar on the original. Well, Rush put out an album to celebrate their 30th anniversary called Feedback. A lot of cover songs. Rush, not really a covers band, not known for it, although their first single was a cover of the song Not Fade Away, going way back to even before Neil joined the band. But Heartful of Soul happens to be one of my favorite Yardbirds songs. When I found out Rush was covering it, I was so happy. More so happy to find out they covered Shapes of Things too. 2 Yardbird songs on that Feedback album. Solid album, even if they covered my least favorite song of all time on there. I'll let you figure out what that is. I don't want to focus on negativity. I want to focus on maybe an album called Power Windows. Power Windows. Right there, right in the meat of those synth years. For some people, this album is too much. For me, I don't know. It's the big money on Rush 105. Maybe I'm getting tired. My tongue's not working the way it should. I don't know. But we're doing it. We're doing it for Neil. We're still keeping it going. Maybe till 2. Maybe till 3. I don't know. I'm enjoying playing my Rush music. I'm enjoying thinking about Neil. I'm enjoying this whole thing. So, this is what we're doing. Hope you're enjoying it. Want to thank you for joining us on Rush 105. Hopefully you're tuning in WKLC.com or on 105.1 if you're nice and local to us. Keep it rolling. That's what we're doing. Got going to Counterparts next. There's your special preview, just for you. Going to Counterparts. The first song on Counterparts will be after Big Money. Thanks for tuning in. I'm just dancing. Hope you're all good with that. Taking in a little bit of Animate from Counterparts. I warned you, Counterparts would be next. Then we're going to be filling a request. That's going to be pretty cool. So we're going to talk about my first time seeing Rush, which was 1996. That's the shirt. Test for Echo tour. I'm going to play Test for Echo too. I'm in that kind of mood. We're going to play that probably just a few minutes here. We're going to go a little weird. I think as we go into the 2 o'clock hour, we're going to decide to get a little weird. Going to go for some of the long songs. And again, celebrating Neil Peart. That's all it's about. Man who had a huge impact on my life. I'll sleep at some point. I'm not worried about when that is. I'm really not. This is about Rush. This is I was so sad earlier, and now just listening to the music makes me happy, makes me smile. And I hope it's doing the same for you. I hope it really is. I hope you're enjoying it as well. So right now, Animate's wrapping up in about 40 seconds. We'll go into my first concert experience, how it ties into Animate, and how hard it was for me to find this song back then. It was a different time, 1996. Couldn't go digital downloading it. Couldn't go on iTunes. There was no vinyl of it back then. They only put one out about 2 years ago. First time only. Of course, I bought it. Got to have my Rush on record, right? All right, we're going to kick it up. Here we go. You are jamming out to Rush 105 here on Rock 105. That's right. We are celebrating the life of drummer Neil Peart, who passed away earlier this week. We all found out today at the age of 67. And we're celebrating the life of the amazing lyrics the man wrote. Animate right there by Rush takes me to my first Rush show back in 1996. Test for Echo tour. And the thing was, I didn't know a whole lot of Rush going in all honesty. I didn't know tons of Rush at the time. And this song they played, and I just remembered it. It was stuck in my head, and so I tried to find the album. I knew it was on Counterparts, and for some reason, Counterparts was sold out that year. I don't know why. It was just impossible to get the album. So finally, I got it about like the next year, but Counterparts just is killer album, and that first tour sealed the deal. Saw him about 11 more times after that. Let's do some Tom Sawyer by request on Facebook on Rock 105, Rush 105. That's right, we're doing the Tom Sawyer. I know we played it earlier. We didn't play the studio version earlier, so, you know, this is one of those things. We're good with it. We're playing by our own rules. And that's what it's all about today. Or at least I'm playing by my rules. We'll see what happens. Like I said, you don't hear from me Monday, you know what happened. But we're having fun. Hopefully everyone's enjoying themselves. Gonna grab the phone, it's ringing, and play some more rock and roll, play some more Rush and roll. Rock 105, Rush 105. Rocking Test for Echo right now, the one that's on my shirt. Even though this Dogs Crying for the Moon kind of line actually comes out of Dog Ears, the song, but still a Test for Echo shirt. They had Half the World shirts, and a lot of them based on the song. It's pretty cool. A lot of the individual songs had their own artwork in the booklet for Test for Echo. An album I'm very partial to. It was my first new Rush album. So I got love for it. I really do. But we're going to wrap up Test for Echo here. And then we are entering, it's 2 o'clock. So we are going into our third hour of Rush 105. And I'm loving it. Celebrating Neil Peart. That's why we're doing it. It's really, really cool. About 12 seconds left of this. Then we'll get a little business done. And you notice there hasn't been a single commercial. That's what I do. I wiped them all out. It's Rock 105. It's Rush 105. Yes, I am Hyde, still with you here. I know you're used to hearing me, about, 12 hours ago I was on the air. I'm still here. Well, I left for a little while, but I came back because we all heard about the passing of Neil Peart, drummer, lyricist of Rush, age of 67, and we wanted to celebrate him, so we're entering our third hour of Rush 105. Now, it seems to me we've been talking about my live experiences with Rush. 11 times I got to see the band from 1996 till 2015. I mean, just extraordinary each outing. Saw them in New York, saw them in upstate New York, saw them in Buffalo, as a matter of fact. Saw them in Nashville, saw them in Connecticut, and West Palm Beach, Florida. I made the rounds. St. Louis was there too. Just, if I had to do the traveling, it was totally worth it. And these guys live, always an amazing show. Watching Neil Peart do his thing live, you can't describe it. It's my job to describe it. I'm trying, but I'll let Neil Sticks do the talking here with Spirit of Radio live on Rock 105. Nah, it's Rush 105, Hour 3. Spirit of Radio. So after this, we've got another new song, or newer, from Clockwork Angels. And I think we're going to be wrapping it up in the third hour. I think I've got the best way to ride it on out. So thank you for joining. I'll probably still do a few more lives for you. But we're going to be wrapping it up this hour, I think. 3 hours. One for each Canadian in Rush, right? Neil, Geddy, and Alex. We love it. And we appreciate the music. You can't help but smile when you listen to Spirit Radio. You can't. So, Wreckers is on deck. And then we're going to do some different stuff. We're going to have some fun. Get a little funky. It's Rush 105, right? The Wreckers from Clockwork Angels. By request on Rock 105. Still got some requests coming. I appreciate it. You're on Facebook. You're doing it on Facebook Live. You're giving me calls. I love it. I'm so in on this. This is the best idea I ever had, as long as it doesn't get me fired, right? Again, we're celebrating the life of Neil Peart, lyricist and drummer for Rush, who passed away. We all found out today, but he passed away actually on Tuesday. So we're mourning, but we're celebrating, and that's what it's all about. And I'm gonna give you an oddball one. Going back in the Rush catalog, going to 2112. There is a side 2 on 2112, There's a few songs on there, and they're a bit on the shorter side after side 1, which may just be coming up a little bit later on. But I'm going to kick it now to one that was inspired by a TV show. The song's called The Twilight Zone, and I think it's inspired by The Twilight Zone. Let's just be honest with you. All right, let's do this one right here on Rush 105. This is a cool one. I love it. We're back. Just getting some things ready for some requests. Hey, if you want to make a request, I'm going to listen. I appreciate everyone who's hanging with us. We're having a good time. Fly By Night on Ruck. That's Rush and Rock 105. It's 2:19. What do you expect from me? This wasn't the idea. I was going to do maybe like an hour, but there's so much Rush, and you all are hanging with me, and I appreciate I'm getting requests on Facebook. I'm getting requests on the phone, so I'm taking them. Hey, 727-WKLC, 525-WKLC. We're doing it. We're playing Rush. We're remembering Neil Peart, who passed away earlier this week, the drummer, the lyricist, the guy who just inspired so many people. So I'm thinking I got to go to another request right now. And this one, I'm going to be honest. Oh, this one came in on Facebook. It's going to be a hard one. It's going to be a hard one to listen to. The sentiment of the song, freezing the moment a little bit longer. I'm going to have trouble with this one. I'm on Facebook Live right now. I might have to turn the camera off because there ain't nothing worse than seeing me blubbering. So let's do this one. It is from Hold Your Fire. It is Time Stand Still right here on Rush 105. It's going to be a hard one. I'm just going to listen to the drumming. I'm not going to listen to the lyrics. We'll be back. Rocking between the wheels here on Rush 105. Yes, in honor of Neil Peart, drummer and lyricist, We all found out it passed away today at the age of 67, passing away on Tuesday. We're paying tribute, and it's funny. I remember earlier. I guess it would have been in 2018 when I first got here. I remember my man Chili. You remember Chili? Chili Manning. Yeah, he showed me an email from a listener who said, you play too much Rush. I heard them too many times. And we actually went back through that day's logs, and we saw we actually only played Rush like 3 times that day. I hope you're listening today. Because if you say we played too much Rush, I'll still disagree with you. I'm still going to say, no, we haven't. This is still not enough Rush. Just putting it out there. It is not. So we're going to go back to Hold Your Fire right now. We heard Time Stand Still. We're going back to Hold Your Fire. We were on the Grace Under Pressure in there between the wheels. Going back to one of my absolute favorite songs of the band. I usually put this one somewhere in the top 3. Who knows? It changes all the time. This is Mission on Rush 105. We played 2112 at 4 o'clock this afternoon when we heard the news about Neil. So I'm not going to repeat it. I'm going to do something a little different. But trust me, we got a 15-minute song and an 8-minute song coming up. Because you ain't paying tribute to Rush unless you're filling up about 25 minutes with 2 songs. So we're going to be doing that for you. And we got more coming. Want to thank everyone for tuning in. It's helping heal me, honestly. This is what it's about. This is my therapy. I don't need to go lay on anybody's couch, though I do like being lazy. This is my therapy here. Playing the music of Rush. It was a rough afternoon, I'm not going to lie. I wasn't sure how I was going to be playing these songs. Usually I run to the turntable and drop a record. I didn't know. Listening to Mission right now, this is what we'll remember Neil for. The man was amazing. That's all I got to say. So I'm glad you're enjoying the tribute. We're not done yet. I think we got 4 more songs, and they're going to be awesome. That much I can promise you. Because it's Rush, and it's all awesome. And trust me, I know. I got the shirt. I got the other shirt. I got the jacket. This band's awesome. I have socks, but I don't have them with me, so I didn't wear them today. But I do have Rush socks. It's a thing. So, Andrew, much appreciated. Thank you from Jacksonville, Florida. I saw Rush on the 30th anniversary of the day Neil joined the band in West Palm Beach, Florida. Mentioned that show a little earlier, but I left out that tidbit. Trying to share a lot of the personal stuff. And, so yeah, we're going to be going back to 2112 with the next song. So thanks for tuning in, WKLC.com. And, of course, on 105.1 if you're local. So, it does break my heart, Trina. I'll be back in just a few. And we're back with A Passage to Bangkok by request. This next one's a big request, too. A big request. Not kidding. Size matters. Rush 105 with A Passage to Bangkok. Side 2 of 2112. Yes, there's songs there. All you can do is check it out and listen. Great stuff there. That was a request on Facebook, as is the next one. I mean, this is stuff you just never thought you'd hear. They played this one the first time I saw them back in 96. I think they might have done it again in 2002. I can't remember off the top of my head. Again, saw them twice on the Time Machine tour, 3 times on the R30 tour, once on the R40 tour, 2 times on the Clockwork Angels tour, 2 times on the Vapor Trails tour, and only the 1 time on the Test for Echo tour. That's where it all began for me. And like I said, they played this next one. My man Derek requested this one. He wanted to hear it. And I don't think he'd ever thought he'd hear this one. He says, this is the reason he picked up drumsticks, as Neil Peart was for so many people. I mean, so many people who ever picked up a pair of sticks. You know you were influenced by the man. So many people are hurting today. And I'm hoping we're bringing some smiles to your faces. It's working for me. Right now, all 8 minutes and 20 plus seconds or 9 minutes, whatever it might be. This is Natural Science on Rush 105. You never thought you'd hear it. Guarantee it. Never thought you'd hear this one. But we're doing it. I like it. I like playing the stuff that's a little weird. I like playing the stuff that's harder to find. I think we've done that over the last 3 hours. This has not been the greatest hits of Rush. This has been all over the place. Probably a lot of 80s heavy. I like 80s and 90s stuff a lot in 2000s, so I might have leaned heavy on that, and I apologize. I probably didn't hit the 70s as much as I should have. Flat out honest, didn't hit Caress of Steel. Bastille Day? Yeah. But we got one more, well, 1/2/3 more. It's all going to be in one, but it's a big one coming up. One I'm really proud of that we're going to play. And 15 minutes long, but I think it's the right way to close it out. It is not 2112. I appreciate it, David. I'm not a saint because I did not play your Cygnus X1. I know, I'm sorry. But I had this one planned as my out. I had this one planned as the finale, and we're almost at that 3 o'clock spot, so I kind of want to do this one as my finale. So I'm happy you're digging it, man. Did the clock radio play a lot of Rush? I'm hoping they did. Let me tell you. I'll tell you. This is an exclusive Facebook story. When I was younger, obviously, couldn't grab the CDs as often. So you used to tape the stuff off the radio, right? That's what we called illegal downloading back in the day. We'd tape stuff off the radio. We'd sit there with our hands. Record was down. You just had to hit play, right? Or you had record and play down. You had to unpause it, whatever it was. So I had a little tape back in '96 that had Test for Echo on it, followed by Subdivisions, and I played that thing so much. It was just so cool. So that's my memory of like listening to that tape off the radio, man. That's why I do what I do. I absolutely I like to think somebody's still sitting out there with a cassette player with their hands on record and play just waiting for me to play something. I know it's insane, but I'd love to believe that. And I've believed that for my entire career, even though it's encompassed mostly the digital age and no one would do that. I still like to believe they do. So, yeah, absolutely. I'm no saint, but I am a Rush fan. And there was no way I was going to let this happen without doing our memorial here. So I'd like to think today was a happy day. I'd like to think, as much as the news was horrible, I'd like to think once we hit midnight and we started just listening to the music and remembering it and feeling it, I'd like to think there wasn't a lot of tears. I'd like to think that we're in this together. We're Rush fans. Neil meant a lot to us, still does. He always will. And like I said, I probably wouldn't be here, straight up, if it weren't for Neil Peart. I talked about that fear quote earlier and how much that impacted me. That made me make some changes in my life and moved to Nashville and then found my way here. So this, to me, might just be one of the most important nights of radio I've ever done. Straight up. Never really know how you're going to memorialize your heroes because you don't want them to go. So you don't think about it. You don't think about what happens when they do. And I didn't know what I was going to do. It really just kind of occurred to me somewhere after about 5 o'clock today. I said, I'm going to go hijack a radio station. I just said, you know what? I'm taking it over and I'm going to play Rush. And I'm going to play Rush for as long as I want to. And they haven't knocked on the door yet. I figure everyone's asleep. I figure we're good. As long as everyone's asleep, I'm still okay. Monday could be a rough day. But, keep writing on the Facebook. Tell everyone how much you loved it. They'll see that stuff. And then maybe they won't be too mad at me. But seriously, it's so much appreciated. Y'all join me. I mean, it is 2:45 in the morning. It's a Friday night / Saturday morning, so I was hoping there'd be people awake when we did this. I was thinking about busting in on Mark earlier, and I just decided, you know what, I'll just take over the overnight. Because honestly, I started in overnights. This is the time of day that I love. There's no one here. It's just me and the music, and because of Facebook Live, you. So this is where I love to be. So trust me, this is why you get into it. And then to just play 3 hours of Rush. If I ever told anyone when I started out, someday I'm going to play 3 hours of Rush, they would have punched me in the face. They just would have. They would have been like, nah, you can't do that. They're not going to be okay with that ever. And I'm not sure they are yet, but if they are, then you know how cool Rock 105 is. But, so share your Rush memories, share your Share your Neil Peart memories, obviously. Again, that's why we're here. For all the drummers out there, I'm with you. I'm a rat-a-tat-tatter myself. And, man, it's been a rough day, but I'm hoping we hit our little silver lining here while listening to the tunes and feeling a little better about things. Because I know I am. I know I'm digging it. And this has been different necessarily than I thought it was. I wasn't sure if I was going to be down or if I wasn't sure if I was going to be up. You guys kept me up. Straight up. You guys kept me up in this. Hope I kept you up as well. We're digging the music. Natural Science is on the radio. I'm going to get in trouble. It's going to be bad. But these are the moments, man. This is so cool. If it all ends tomorrow, man, this was so much fun. And I'm just rambling because I'm going to keep going because I'm going to do my last break here in a minute before I take off as I introduce the last one. And believe me, it'll make sense. It will. It'll make absolute sense why this is it. Because, of course, you can't play anything off the first album. Neil Peart, no, you can, but Neil Peart's not on the first album. So you got to go to the live stuff, and that's exactly what I'm doing next. I'm going live. I'm going back to what these guys do. And going back to All the World's a Stage. That should give you a hint as to where I might be going with this. I didn't play Xanadu. I didn't play A Farewell to Kings. I didn't even play Closer to the Heart because you hear that all the time. Played Tom Sawyer twice, Limelight twice, but different versions, so it's all good. They were requested. We make it happen. Got about 1:35 left of Natural Science, and seriously, thank you all for joining us. Much appreciated. If I still have a job Monday, I'll be talking to you then. And let's face it, the All Request Lunch on Monday, I need you. I need you to call in. You request Rush, maybe I'll get one more hour of Rush in. What do you think about that? I think that might be a plan. So we're going to do it. 1:13 left, 1:11. So we're going to come out of Natural Science. We're going to do our last break. And then we're going to wrap this up here. 3 hours. I really only thought I'd do one. But even now, I feel like there's so many songs I left out. It's rough. It's really, really rough. Mark, thank you for tuning in. So appreciated. Sorry I didn't get to 2112. We played it at 4 o'clock yesterday. We played the whole thing. But thanks, Trina. I appreciate it. We got solidarity here. We played 2112 at 4 o'clock yesterday at the smoke break, right about when we heard the news. Jamie was real quick to kick it on there for you. It was the whole 2112. It seemed like the right thing to do. That was when we were all still in shock, and I think we all still are. But we're working through it. It's so out of nowhere. Remembering Neil Peart, man. Not sure I thought I'd be saying that 24 hours ago, but here we are. Rush 105, Natural Science. Yes, you just heard that on the radio. All 9 minutes of it. It was requested. I didn't have a choice, right? I got to do it. My hands were tied. Natural Science. So cool to hear that. So here's the deal. I have had so much fun making this happen. We are remembering Neil Peart, who, of course, passed away at the age of 67 after a 3-year battle with brain cancer. Look, obviously the influence you've heard musically, the influence you've heard from the lyrics. Check out his books if you haven't. They are insightful. For a guy who was very private, he actually gave a lot of himself and put a lot of it out there. Limelight is as honest as it gets, and you got to appreciate the fact that he said, look, I just don't feel comfortable with people telling me I'm great. And he was. He absolutely was. So we're remembering Neil, and we're going to close this one out. Again, 3 hours. I appreciate every single one of you who hung with me on this one. Here on Rush 105, it's going to be Rock 105 again in a few minutes. You never know. There still might be some Rush coming up. It could happen. But we're going to close this one out again. I've been saying it. I was on the Facebook Live, and I was saying probably the most important night of radio I've ever done. 3 hours of Rush. If you ever told me I'd do that and get away with it, well, let's hope I get away with it, right? So, we're going to close this one out. We couldn't play anything from the first album because Neil Peart's not on the first album. So, how do you not play Working Man? How do you not play Finding My Way when you're playing Rush? Well, you do play them. You go back to All the World's a Stage, the very first Rush live album, and you listen to them play Working Man. You listen to them medley it into Finding My Way. And then you remember that at the end of that, Geddy Lee says, and now, the professor on the drum kit. And we're going to end this night the only way I know how, with a Neil Peart drum solo, After Working Man and Finding My Way, and the crowd's applause into the evening. Again, thank you all so much for joining me. So appreciated. Celebrating the music, the life, the art of Neil Peart and Rush right here on Rush 105. I'll give you the beginning.
I'd like to take you back to our first album and do something. This is called Working Man.
So again, thank you for joining. Dig into this one. Check out that Neil Peart drum solo, 1976, in Massey Hall in Toronto. This band wasn't even at the height of their powers yet.